In this video, I'm going to attempt to clear up a lot of misconceptions and a lot of false information.
Hi there, it's Nick Dutch here yet again. Just very quickly wanted to pop on the camera and try and analyze a few of the clips from Prince Lord Chris's video, because I feel there's a few minor errors that have appeared there, and I just wanted to go into them in greater detail. Right? I do not regard this as an ownership video. I regard this as trying to come closer to the truth, which is essentially what debate and discussion should be about. Let's go on to the first clip.
There are far more success stories in the practices of Wicca and magic than there are in Bible-based religions.
Okay, Prince Lord Chris, you're making a big assumption there. I'm not quite sure which particular Maury or Gallup poll you actually had a look at there to properly quantify the results come from magic and witchcraft as opposed to those which come from prayer and Christian exercises. Have you actually been to a charismatic Christian church and seen the various blessings? Have you spoken to some of these people who have been swept up by the energy, so to speak, of charismatic Christian service? They claim incredibly high results too. But these are just claims. We cannot state these as hard and fast facts. There are a lot of Christian methods which do seem to follow the same pattern and the same style of activities that you're talking about, because they involve prayer and ritual and meditation and all the rest of that. So that's something else that's got to be taken into account. But it's not honest to say that there's a far greater quantity of success rate, and also you've got to define what you mean by a success rate and go into each and every single case study to make sure that they do actually provide the successes that you're talking about. I'm not saying you're wrong, but I am saying that that statement itself was wrong.
It's very obvious that the authors of the Bible were referring to what we would call evil witches. It's not in reference to good witches.
Okay, now in this particular clip, you're trying to express the idea that there's such a thing as a good witch and an evil witch. Yes, you do quite eloquently explain earlier on in the video that that clip was taken from, that the word witch in certain parts of the Bible actually meant a destroyer or a deceitful individual, and one who would actually maim, torture or kill, rather than necessarily a person of a particular faith that will perform certain exercises. But I think it depends very much upon what parts of the Bible you're looking at, because in some parts of the Bible the word witch would actually refer to those who practice divination, sorcery, necromancy, and essentially all the various fun things which are a part of your religion. So it's, again, something you can't really say. There's also this illusion that you, as in your group of people, as conceptualized by yourself, not by everyone in your group of people, but by yourself, has an idea of what an evil witch is as opposed to a good witch, when within Wicca and paganism there is no absolute evil. I do not understand what you're talking about there. I feel that's another statement that you can't actually make. So great PR, but it's not a statement you can make and be honest.
We don't want to slow down scientific progress. We're comfortable with science. We don't want to get rid of any modern day technology.
Okay, now this is actually quite a good clip, quite an interesting clip. It demonstrates that you are a very forward-thinking, progressive individual, and I think that's a wonderful thing. However, you are generalizing to the whole group. I mean, the whole group literally as a whole, to state that we, as in all of us within this particular group of people, do not have anything against science. That demonstrates to me that you probably have not come across people within the Wiccan faith who have basically done what they've done with me and turned around and said science is a load of crap. Because these people do exist. I've seen them. I can't corroborate your statement there. I know that it's wrong to actually generalize to a whole group, because it's pure fiction. It's a myth. It's a lie. It's very dishonest. It's just plain wrong to generalize to the whole group. Because if you were to come across someone who says, like they've said to me, who is one of your body politic, one of the Wiccan sorority or fraternity, science is a load of crap, would you then turn around to me and say, well, they're not a true Wiccan? Because if you were to, then that would be using the no true Scotsman fallacy. Essentially, you're talking about a body of people who still don't fully understand what they're about, because the culture, the politics, the religion, the ideas within the religion are always perpetually changing and growing. So there's no fixed definition. So the word we can be thrown out. And yes, there are people in certain either self-created strains of Wicca or official strains of Wicca, I do not know. I have not inquired too heavily into this, who would state that science is essentially a lie. Now, I suppose my reason to point these things out is not to have a go at the YouTube user called Prince Lord Chris. It's my intention to highlight some mistakes which are made when individuals talk about their religion. And this could be about any religion whatsoever. These could be Christianity, Judaism, Islam. This could be about the whole spectrum of religions that there are in the world. It seems to me rather fruitless and pointless to make statements which are designed to portray the group of people in a certain specific light. Because part of the problem is we're dealing with humans. And humans, by their very nature, are very peculiar creatures. I can't remember which particular clip it was, but there was one of them in which you said that we do not judge, which is of course a load of rubbish and an out-and-out lie. And I can state this because in every single group of people you have people, and people judge. They judge you on your height, your stature, the clothes you wear, the way that you speak, your accent. And they will always make value judgments. This is one of those basic instincts that's been hardwired into us, so that we can work out who can be allies and who will be enemies. That's why we do this thing. And especially in the world of religion, which is all dominated by people defending certain points of view and certain ideas, yes, people will judge you upon your beliefs and upon your outlook to make sure that you are someone who could be an ally rather than an adversary. This is what humans do. We're primitive. Good fortune, God bless, and or goddess bless, and or whoever bless, and or none of the above. Speak to you in a bit. Nick Dutch signing out.